Good morning. Salam alaikum, Mr. Munir. How are you?
Very good morning to you, sir, as well. Walaikum salam. I am good, very good.
How's your day so far? How's the day in Bosnia?
The day in Boston. Woke up pretty early, much stuff to do.
Did you work
Uh,
out?
no,
I can tell.
sadly, as it is. Man, you just put a dagger through my heart. I met a guy I know for a while, and I used to see him in the gym. He says, "Hey, what's up? You're gaining
I don't see
kilos
you no
again.
more.
See you no more." Yeah, like, I told him like I lose 10, I gain 10. I don't know what to tell you, and he was laughing. He had the same problem. Just like that, you lose 10, you gain 10, and then all over again. It's like a cycle. I don't know if that is even healthy all the time, just going in and out of with the weight. Um, Never have that stable. Okay, I'm 95 kilos. I'm gonna stick to it. No, man, I will not stick to
Is the solution to stop losing or stop gaining? How do you prevent the
it. That's a good question, man. It's a good question. I guess that's a good question for our drivers as well because they're driving a lot, sitting a lot. Sitting a lot, sedentary lifestyle is one of the biggest problems when it comes to weight. Um, I myself, I've never prior to a real office job, I've never had problems with weight. But then when you sit 8 to 10 hours a day, when you sit in the chair, it's just way more difficult than it was um, for. But not that's not the problem. The problem as well is a lot of driving. I used to walk to work always,
Hmm.
like 4 years ago, 5 years, always, and I lived uphill. So every day, I remember our first office. So every day, I would come to our first office, walking like 3 kilometers and downhill, and every
Mm-hmm.
night I would go back home walking uphill 3 kilometers. And I
Wow.
was I was always like 80 kilos, 80 kilos or something.
Right.
Then we moved office and I started driving to work and there we go.
How long is the walk from your home to the office now?
Uh Pretty similar to what it was
Three
before,
kilos.
but it's
Yeah, but
different.
before it was
Different.
downhill and uphill, and now it's flat. So, before it was easy to do it. Now it's just flat, and it's circumstance, man. It's always a circumstance.
It's always, but of course you cannot look at it. You look at the problem. The problem is you have whatever 100 kilos and you want to have 90, but it's kind of I don't know what to say. In my family, they would say there is not a thin man in our family. We cannot do that. We cannot have 70 kilos in this family.
Can they have 90 or 95 though?
They try.
Yeah.
I'm the living example. I don't know. For our drivers, I guess it's a similar issue. I don't know if they use a gym option
So that
when it
that's a
comes to.
question I'd love for our drivers to comment and engage with. How do you stay healthy on the road? Especially like we have such a diverse group of drivers. We have people from all backgrounds and all walks of life and all different everything. I'm curious on what everyone does to stay healthy on the road.
When you were a driver, did you do anything or you were just
I did.
living
I
living
gained
life?
weight. Um, yeah, I mean, with the cargo van, it's a lot easier to even go to the gym. And
Yeah.
we have some drivers, man, it's a genius move because taking a shower costs, I don't know, like $10 or $15 at a truck stop. Or you can get a membership to Planet Fitness for $10 or $20, I forget, a month. And their locations are all over the place. And you get free shower, you get free workout, you can go sit on a treadmill and watch a movie. A lot of them have these massage chairs. I actually reached out to Planet Fitness trying to get a hold of somebody that's high enough in their company to see if they offer some sort of corporate accounts where, we could get for our drivers membership, just as a perk for working for BHX. I wasn't able to get through to anyone, so I'm gonna have to restart the conversation. That's one of the things, like reaching somebody in an organization who cares enough about what's good for that organization, right? Because like I call in and I say, hey, I own a company. I got about 100 employees or contractors, and I'd like to set up an account where they could use your gym. And that's obviously, very good for the company that I'm calling. But because the front desk person is the one answering the phone, and he or she doesn't really care about whether or not Planet Fitness gets 100 new accounts or not, he's just there to do his job. Um, that's just like culture in an organization that often is very difficult to establish, where even the frontline people care enough to keep the ball moving in something like that.
Yeah, it's when you go global, I guess, not global, but when you're based in almost every state and whatnot, and then if you're unable to keep that culture, you're always gonna have those people that will diminish the work that you did over the
And
years.
there's yeah, and there's ways to maintain the result without necessarily having this culture where it's like we do it because it's the right thing to do, right? Like if those front desk people were paid even $1 per new user they set up or they bring in or they refer, and the guy's like, well, I can earn an extra $100 today, the company will make more than the amount they pay out, so it's there's
Yeah,
ways to do it, but oftentimes it's just like the company doesn't, they're too busy with dealing with other stuff. They're not thinking about some of those
sure.
smaller things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yesterday, how did yesterday go, Mr. Munir? What happened in the industry of cargo van freight expediting?
Cargo and freight expediting. Yesterday was a busy, I would say, day. In a way, we had, I mean, similar to previous 2 days that we had this week. This week has been kind of flat when it comes to just not a lot of, not the worst days, not the best days ever. So kind of the average days all over. Yesterday we had 46 loads, um, with 8.64 bid-bin ratio, which is quite a drop from the
Wow.
previous 2 days. But and every other parameter was actually higher than Tuesday, and almost the same as Monday, such as driver pay. So drivers had yesterday they had more loads than Tuesday and Monday. They had more money than Tuesday and same money as Monday when it comes to load pay. But overall, for us as a company, we needed to place more bids to get pretty much the same amount of loads. Um, and so our we needed to place so 2% less is quite a difference. So we had 544 bids
Yeah.
for 46 loads, whereas Tuesday we had 435
Wow.
bids for 45 loads.
110 more.
110 more bids for us to get a load more. So that's kind of quite a difference. So it was more competitive than previous days. The load pay was better. That's the positive, and everything else was similar to Monday as well, or to Tuesday as well. So this is kind of a really interesting for us. Uh, I would guess data to study afterwards, that we had, let's say, Monday and Wednesday we had 500 loads difference that were imported into our system, and we booked
Mm-hmm.
the same number of loads. And that's it's for us to explore, and we'll do that, and we'll try to figure it out. But for our drivers, it was kind of every day was pretty much similar this week. Although I would like to point out that this week in total we have around from 1,000 to 2,000 loads less available on the market for cargo and cargo van and expedite drivers compared to the previous week. If we look at the Wednesday of
So it's
last week,
very interesting. I was actually looking at that, and last Wednesday there were 2,000 loads more available, but there were actually there were fewer loads that were imported into our system that were available for our drivers. So yesterday, there were 7,300 available cargo van, sprinter van loads, and 1,300 were imported into our app, meaning that they matched up with our availability. The Wednesday of last week were 9,200 loads available, or actually 9,300 almost. But there were fewer that were imported, 1,269.
yeah,
So that's very interesting. And that is the way that I'm processing that is I assume that this Wednesday,
we had more
hmm,
drivers available.
no,
No,
no, because we booked 46 drivers last Wednesday. We booked 42 this Wednesday.
46 this Wednesday, 42
No,
last one.
yeah, no, 51 were booked last. 46 drivers were
Oh,
booked last
oh,
Wednesday. 42 drivers were booked this Wednesday. There were more loads because some drivers got multiple loads.
all right. Right. Here's the thing, the market rate and the competitiveness of the market will not be impacted by how many loads were imported into our system. It's what is out there, what is in this,
Hmm.
what is available. So 2,000, loads difference will be a big difference.
Yeah,
That's pretty much 20% less. So, that's something we should take into account. Or we did not majorly update our rates unless there is a driver who is waiting for a longer period of time. And I don't know if we should today, but it is obvious that we're having a 20% less business available on the market this week.
yeah, yeah. Let's keep an eye on it, and by noon or so, we'll make updates if necessary to pricing to be more competitive if we need to. Um,
Right,
and we'll report and check in tomorrow with what happened.
right,
All right,
right.
man. We'll conclude there.
Thank you so much, guys. Stay safe out there. Whoever is watching, hopefully, you guys are taking um, they're benefiting from these talks, and we will definitely in time improve the way we conduct them.
Yes, sir. Salam alaikum. Everyone be safe.